From Kitty Hawk to Cape Kennedy. NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, presents Aeronautics and Space Report.
These views were recorded by the Gemini 8 crew just before they joined up with an unmanned craft in space called a Gemini, an exercise vitally important to future flights. During the next space mission, Gemini 9 astronauts will repeat the maneuver. As before, an Agena target will first be launched. When it has completed its third orbit, about 4.5 hours after the Gemini has been boosted into space, the rendezvous attempt will be made. Command pilot for the 3-day mission, Thomas Stafford, the first astronaut to go up twice in Project Gemini. With Stafford, astronaut Gene Cernan, who is scheduled for a 2.5-hour walk in space. Here, he rehearses the experience and works out with the life support system he'll use outside the spacecraft. Another experiment calls for Cernan to open a micrometeoroid impact collector on the Agena to be retrieved on a later rendezvous flight. Astronauts Stafford and Cernan, riding in simulators, getting used to a sea-bobbing spacecraft, only practicing now. Soon the end of rehearsal and the beginning of Gemini 9. Speedboat enthusiasts and water skiers experience a phenomenon known as hydroplaning as they skim along the water. This same hydroplaning can occur on wet or rain-drenched runways and highways, spelling trouble for pilot and driver alike. At NASA's Langley Research Center, engineers have been studying the problem. A sled carrying the landing gear of an airplane moves along a test track at velocities duplicating actual landing speeds. In total hydroplaning, the tire is lifted completely off the pavement, skimming along on top of the water. At this point, brakes become ineffective. Under certain conditions, even the automobile is susceptible to hydroplaning. It's like driving on ice. The aeronautical research also shows that tires should not be underinflated, that added weight on tires does not diminish hydroplaning, that a smooth tire is more susceptible to hydroplaning than a deeply treaded one, and that possibly grooving pavement surfaces could help alleviate the problem. Basic aeronautical research, identifying tire hydroplaning as a hazard and suggesting possible solutions not only for airplanes, but for automobiles as well. Streetcar satellites. That's the name given orbiting craft which do not study the moon and distant planets, but something much closer, our own Earth. Orbiting Geophysical Observatory, OGO, called a streetcar because it can carry more than 20 different scientific experiments as passengers. Built to exacting specifications, this third in a series of flying space laboratories is rigidly tested and retested before liftoff. Soon to be launched, OGO measures 6 by 3 feet and weighs about 1,000 pounds. Once in orbit, 2 large solar panels unfold like big wings. Long booms swing out to clear the main body. Antennas and other arms also blossom out, giving the spacecraft an insect-like appearance. OGO's job is to take measurements of solar and other space phenomena, study possible relationships between them, and show how they affect us here on Earth. The Orbiting Geophysical Observatory may not only help us gain a better understanding of our own planet, but will also provide information for planning advanced missions into interplanetary space.
This has been an Aeronautics and Space Report, presented by NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration.